So in the following of our login project in Django, we're going to continue with our files and we're going to complete them. First of all, we had a problem inside of the urls.py. We had the yellow underlines inside of the importings of the urls.py. So you can take this for granted because sometimes you will see this, but your project will work very well. And it doesn't mean that the project hasn't imported these modules. But if you have these problems and your project doesn't work, so you need to run Django admin -- version. And if you have a number related to your version like this, then Django has been installed and it will not have any problem. So let's continue with our project. First of all, consider that we're going to add some templates to our project. Templates for login and logout, also for our home, and also a base.html. So let's create them inside of the login project folder. So I'm going to create templates. Also, inside of the templates folder, I'm going to create another folder called registration, and so instead of the templates, we need a file called base.html and another file called, and make sure that it is not instead of the registration, so it's inside of the templates, not the registration, and another file called home.html, and we need a file called login.html. So for the login project, we need these three HTML files for the templates. First of all, we will start with the base.html, and I'm gonna paste in this bar of code right here. So as you can see, it's the general template or base.html, and we're going to use extend base.html instead of our other templates. So this is a general template or templates. As you can see, it starts with doc type HTML, HTML tag and head tag, also body tag for the blogs. So here for the title, I can write login project template. So let's save this, and now let's head over to our home.html. Also notice that before writing our HTML codes or the templates, we need to add a couple of things inside of our settings.py. First of all, we need to make sure that we have our project inside of the installed apps. The name of our project should be included in here. So as you can see, I have included login project in the last video. We also need to add the login and logout redirect URLs. So they should be written with capital letters. Login underline, oh, it's laughing. Login redirect URL equals to apostrophe and backslash inside of it. Also, we need logout redirect underline URL, which equals to backslash and then apostrophe and then backslash. So let's save this. Also, we need to include the templates instead of the templates. So we have dirs for directories, and so we need to include the directory of templates folder. So here, instead of the square brackets, I'm going to paste in this address, and this shows that it should be the folder templates should be inside of the base directory, which is inside of the login project or any other name that you have put on your project where your settings.py exists. So now I'm going to save settings.py, and we have everything that we needed right over here inside of our instead of our settings.py. And now we need to continue with home.html. Also notice that we should add the URL related to home.html instead of our urls.py. So here I can write path, and it should be with small letters, path, and okay. In parentheses, we need apostrophe, and we need to write nothing instead of the apostrophes, because this is the home page. This is the URL for our main page or home page or whatever you name it. And here you should write something a little bit different. So should write template view, and then dot as views, and by the way, this should be written with underline and small v. And here you open a parenthesis for the name of the template, so the template name, and this should be written with small letters too, so template name equals to, so here we write home, and then comma, and we write the name, which is again home. So here we need to import template as views too. So template view is just the same as views, but because here we don't have views.py, we use template views. So I need to import it from Django.views.generic.base. So from Django views generic.base, we're going to import template views, template view. So that's it. We have imported the template view and we have used it right over here. We need to also place a comma here, and as you can see, the color changes to green, just the same in here. So we're having the home HTML code, and now we need to work on our home.html. Also notice that here we need a postfix HTML for the home, meaning that we're going to use the home.html instead of our registration, instead of our templates folder. So let's get back to our home.html. Also, don't forget to save the urls.py. So now I'm gonna paste in the what we use instead of the base.html, and we're going to write the general template of our home.html. So as you can see, we have extends base.html, and we're going to again have blog title, which a name is home, and then we have blog title, blog content. So instead of the blog content, we are going to change the we are going to test the authentication of the user. So it's going to be completely different when the user is authenticated or logged in, or if the user is not authenticated or logged in. So if the user is authenticated, we're going to show the user some specific data that the user is not able to see when he or she is not logged in. So we're going to use the Django template language again, or DTL, and here we're going to use the if statement instead of the Django template language, which you might be familiar with in Python, but it's a little bit different in Django template language. So we use 2% just as always, and we're going to write if user dot is underline authenticated. Then here we're going to do some specific actions. So we can say that you are logged in as, again, we're going to use the Django template language parameters, the way we get the parameters from the database. So we're going to define a username and password inside of our admin page, which I'm going to tell you later, maybe in the next video. So here we're going to use that username and place it right here. So user.username. So for example, the username is James, and then after James logs in, the home page will show him you are logged in as James, right? So, and we want to also place a link for logging out after showing you're logged in as James or whatever the name there is. So I'm going to create a link using p tag and a tag here, and so I'm going to name this link logout. And right in here, we should use href equals to, and then here we're going to give it a link to the logout page. And by the way, you might ask, okay, where is the URL of the logout? And I'm going to show you where it is. So for everything related to logging in, logging out, signing up, or anything related to authentication and registration, all of them are inside of the accounts. So it is a built-in app inside of the Django project that you create, so you don't need to work on the pages. The pages are already created by just adding the accounts / and including the Django contrib of that URLs. So it's going to contain all of the URLs that you need for logging in and logging out. So here inside of the home.html, I'm going to and by the way, this tag shouldn't be over here. There we go. And I need to also close this. So anyway, let me continue one more time. And okay, here you need to have curly brackets at first, and then 2% for the beginning and ending. And then we have URL, then apostrophe, and then the name of the link, which is logout, the name of the URL. So the name of the URL is logout, and we've placed it right over here. We also need to write, also here we have tag ending, so we need to write logout again because it's been removed. So logout, and there we go. Also consider that the user is not authenticated, so here we shouldn't use else, right? So here we use the same structure, 2%, and right here we should write else. This is how Django templates work. So now here for else, we need to tell the user that he or she is not logged in. So we say you're not logged in. Please log in to continue. So now we're going to create a link for login. And I'm gonna simply call this login. Also change here to login, and then I'm going to write else. So sorry, I'm going to place end if. So end if. There we go. So make sure you save home.html, and now we're going to continue to login.html. So let me paste the very same template. Oh, we don't have it, so let me find it again. So before I want to continue with the rest of the project related to login.html, I'm going to finish this video and continue with the rest of the project in the next video. So in the next video, we're going to complete the project and run it on the server, and we're going to see we're going to also create a super user and a number of users, log in and log out, and then we're going to add some styles probably in the video after the next video, and then we're going to go after the registration, sign up, and adding the users to the database directly from the website. So that's it for this video.